Earlier today, hotfix 1.2.2 was released for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This meant to address some of the critical bugs implemented by patch 1.2. Thankfully, the download size in this one wasn't too bad, just 500 megabytes for me on Steam and about 2 gigabytes on consoles. But this update is a really important one, addressing some of those game-breaking issues that were making parts of the game unplayable, but unfortunately, it doesn't address everything. Some stuff is still broken in KCD2 and will require a fix. But not your walls. We can fix those right now with a Kingdom Come Deliverance displate. Displates are high-quality metal posters that you can easily hang and rearrange. And they even have some really cool options for KCD, where you can have your favorite map or potentially even your favorite character on your wall in a medieval style. And some of these designs were recently upgraded with Textra, so your posters will have elevated 3D details. If you use my affiliate link down below, you can even get yourself a nice discount. But looking back at Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, they fixed the problems with bedrooms. With this, as you return to some of those rented rooms in inns, you would suddenly notice that you're now trespassing. Sometimes even the door to get in would be outright locked. Oftentimes you could get in and go to bed fine, but then you'd be woken up in the middle of the night and kicked out because, yeah, you're trespassing now. Testing this on the new update, it is completely resolved. All of the rooms giving me issues before now work correctly, including rooms with locked doors like the Tachov blacksmith bed. This was seemingly an issue separate from the rented rooms bug, where some of the rooms you got for free would just be locked now. It's not even like you could pick your way through the door, it was just shut with no way in, but in my testing, this too has been fixed. You can open all of the doors again. And while this bug did get a more comprehensive and complete fix, some of the other bugs didn't, like Into the Underworld, which was fixed, but only kind of. During this quest, you have to find an NPC named Goatskin, and there's a couple of ways to do that. Unfortunately, after patch 1.2, if you had already started the quest, Goatskin just wouldn't spawn in. You couldn't find him in the world anymore, and this German dude who you're meant to follow wouldn't walk down his path where Goatskin was meant to interrupt you. Thankfully, that was resolved. The German dude will now properly get up and walk down his path, but in my testing, Goatskin still doesn't attack him. The entire premise of this part of the quest is to follow this drunken German man and then catch Goatskin attempting to rob him, but Goatskin never actually did that. The German man just kept walking. So on one hand, this isn't really a huge issue as far as progression goes. You could just talk to Goatskin right away now, but obviously the quest itself isn't really working in the intended way still. And I do have to wonder if there are deeper NPC AI issues going on here. Just messing around for a short while after this quest, I got into some fights and noticed that some NPCs were just dead inside. No reaction to what was happening around them, and this guard doesn't even react to me killing another guard directly in front of him. Almost similar to Goatskin, it's like they didn't jump in when they were supposed to. But thankfully, you can now progress into the underworld and actually beat the main story of KCD2. Some players were accidentally deleting their save games after patch 1.2. With that update, the pause menu was reconfigured. A new option to start a totally new game was added, but this was placed right in the same position as to where the load game button was previously. So a bunch of players reported that they would accidentally wipe out their entire playline of saves, all of the saves from a playthrough, because they would spam click through these warnings thinking they're loading a game while in reality they're wiping out their entire playthrough. BrazH resolved this though. The new game menu option is no longer available from the pause menu, but they do mention in the patch notes that a more robust solution will be implemented in a future patch. Not really sure why you need to create a new game while in your current one, why you can't just do that from the main menu, but hey, it seems like it's going to come back at some point. Some of the visual artifacting that occurs when in or near force on PS5 and also on performance mode was resolved. So some of those visual bugs on PS5 should be gone now, except sadly not all of them or even some of the more commonly reported ones. Neither the rain bug, where rain just kind of looks like static white lines falling from the sky, nor the female NPC bug, where they would have this line on their chest, almost like the two skin textures didn't line up properly, were resolved. So yeah, sadly both of those bugs are still there on PS5. And for PC players specifically, there was a bug that would break the barber menu if you click to close it with a mouse. That's fixed now. You can only close the barber menu with a keyboard. So overall, it was a solid patch in the sense that some of the truly game-breaking, progress-blocking issues seem to be resolved now. But sadly, some of the other kind of just annoying or lesser issues weren't addressed by this one. If you missed my video yesterday, patch 1.2 was fairly rough for KCD2. A myriad of things about the game were just sort of broken with patch 1.2. Most of these are minor visual issues or little quality of life downgrades, like the fact that now when you fast travel on a horse, you arrive off your horse instead of on your horse like previously, and really none of that stuff was addressed with this hotfix, and it probably won't be addressed until the next major update. As of right now, we've heard that the next major update is coming at some point in mid-April, and what we know is it's going to include the hardcore mode. With that said though, that is patch 1.2.2 for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and get subscribed. I have a lot more content on this game coming.
that a